Well, hello there, everybody. This is a comedy thief, and guess what? You're watching funny old guys. That's what you're doing, and now we're not little anymore. We're big.
How do
uh,
you do that?
I have no idea. It's a techie thing, and it's very mysterious and puzzling. But here we are. So this is a joke-a-thon. You're going to hear tons and tons of really funny jokes or some really bad ones, and but no booing. So say hello, Dr. Fatpacker, to our wonderful video audience here.
Well, guten Tag, everybody. So nice to have you with us today. You're going to laugh, I know.
Indeed, and below me is he's got a new mustache, Dr. Fatpacker. Is Homeless Charlie. Homeless Charlie, say hello to our wonderful boys and girls.
Well, hello to our wonderful boys and girls.
Now, with Homeless Charlie, he's homeless, but he's feeling better now because the weather slowly is getting warm. Anyway, let's move along. We have no sponsor for today, so we're going to start out with jokes, and starting out with Dr. Fatpacker.
Jawohl, jawohl. Hey, say, I've got three very bad jokes. Okay, I'll just call them bad jokes. Did you hear about the chameleon that couldn't change colors?
No.
Yeah. It had reptile dysfunction.
Oh.
How about, here we got to walk into a bar thing, bacon and eggs, walk into a bar.
Yes.
When the bartender says, I'm sorry, but we don't serve breakfast.
Okay, last one.
One more. Why can't anyone write a good drinking song?
I don't know.
They can't get past the first few bars.
They can't get past. Get it, folks. I like that one. That's a good one. Homeless Charlie, tell us the joke.
These two guys are at a bar, and one of them looks to the other and says, I had the best time last night. I had sex with twins. And the other guy asks, well, how could you tell them apart? He says, well, Jessica has long, beautiful blonde hair, and Sean has a goatee.
Oh! Oh my God, that's very strange. We're gonna have to get you need therapy, my friend. Anyway, old age. We are experts at old age, and
Jawohl.
folks, you know you're getting old when you find out they have discontinued your blood type. That's when you are getting old. Dr. Fatpacker, go for it.
Well, speaking of old, I found out this 80-year-old man and woman, they were in an antiques market, and the man picked up a lamp and rubs it. Oh, and the genie appears and says, I've been here for 4,000 years. You can have a wish, anything you want. And the man said, make my wife 50 years younger than me. So he made the man 140.
Oh, he wasn't specific, was he, Doctor?
Yeah, you got to watch that.
Homeless Charlie, it's your turn.
Well, a woman asked her friend, she said, why is your husband so punctual when returning home from work? And the friend replied, well, I made a simple rule. Sex will begin at 7 p.m. sharp, whether he's there or not.
Whoa, that's a very interesting rule. Well,
very good incentive.
Folks, as you know, everything you hear and see today is stolen from other comedians. Here's one I have stolen from Phyllis Diller.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Quote, I've been asked to say a couple of words about my husband, Fang. So, how about short and cheap? That's what she said about her husband, Fang. Dr. Fatpacker.
Oh, well, this husband and wife went to see a marriage counselor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Someone said to the counselor, I've been married to this man for 10 years, when I'm sensing that the romance just isn't what it used to be. Oh, and the counselor says, and what makes you get that sense? And she goes, well, subtle indicators. For example, he used to always kiss me on the cheek before he left for work, but now he doesn't do that anymore.
Oh.
And the husband replied, he goes, well, yes, I would say so. You see, I've been married to this woman for 10 years, and I too have picked up a subtle sign that the romance isn't what it used to be.
Ah.
Oh, and he goes, and what is that? He goes, because she made me come to a marriage counselor.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
No, that was pretty subtle. Almost Charlie, it's your turn.
Well, they say that during sex you burn off as many calories as running 8 miles.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who the hell runs 8 miles in 30 seconds?
I thought you were going to say who runs 8 miles while having sex. That would be a treat. Well, speaking of sex, this and therapy, this young married couple, they've only been married, about a year, and they were having trouble in the bedroom. And so they sought out a sex therapist, and they met with him, who asked her many questions. And the gal was a blonde lady, right? And so at some point, the therapist says to the blonde wife, well, tell me, do the two of you have mutual climax? And she said, no, I think we have metropolitan, is what she said. And Dr. Fatpacker.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, listen, a fun thing to do is to go into the bathroom, one with one of those motion detectors.
Yeah.
And standing on the wall and wait for the lights to go off, and then just wait until somebody walks in. Things old people do just to amuse themselves.
There you go, you just told one, Dr. Fatpacker.
Yes, I did.
It's your turn.
Perhaps it was too short.
Did you realize that having sex in an elevator is wrong on so many levels?
Oh, I got it. Oh, that's funny.
This whole video is taking a very strange turn, guys.
Yeah.
Sex. I don't know. This is shocking, but
take some to go.
Well, I was in an elevator once on the 33rd floor. And the door opened up, and this beautiful girl walks in, and she had a lovely chest. I mean, it was outstanding. And the door closed, and she said to me, would you please press 1? So I did. And that's when the fight began. Dr. Fatpacker, it's your turn.
Talking about the elevator, I have an elevator story too. My friend Mitch and I were on a work camp type thing.
Yes.
When we were in this elevator, and there was probably 5 or 6 guys in the elevator. When the elevator was going up, and it stops on like the 2nd floor, opens up, and this very pretty woman is out there. And Mitch looks out and sees the woman and goes, there is a God. She did not get on the elevator.
No, I can imagine, but that's a true story, I bet you.
That is a true story.
Almost Charlie.
Well, during COVID, they told me a mask was enough to get into the supermarket.
Yeah.
They lied. Everybody else was wearing pants.
Oh my God. These are strange jokes that we're hearing. Anyway, my old mother-in-law went to a doctor. It turns out she had a pain directly below her left breast. Well, it turned out to be a trick knee, is what it Dr. Fatpacker.
Oh my goodness. But I was in this very nice restaurant one night last week, having dinner. Then I was looking over, and this man and this woman at the table, it looked like they were having a very quiet, romantic dinner, right?
Yep.
So they were gazing at each other and holding hands. The waitress noticed that, and she was at another table, and suddenly noticed the woman was slowly sliding down her chair and going under the table.
Yes.
When the man was just staring directly. So she thought this behavior was a bit risque, and she walked over, worried that it might offend other diners. And she said, very tactfully, she says, "Pardon me, sir, but I think your wife just slid under the table." And the man looked at the waitress. He says, "No, just arrived." But the other woman was not his wife. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. We're having a little bit of a technical issue occasionally with your video, my good fellow, but we'll work around it.
But it looks better than you.
Well, that's another story. Homeless Charlie, guess what?
What?
This is the last joke.
Well, okay. Well, the other night after dinner, my girlfriend asked if I could clear the table. I'll tell you what, I needed a running start, but I made it.
Like a gazelle, right?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that's the end of our jokes, folks. But this is the final part of our journey here today. We have points of conversation. And Dr. Fatpacker, what's our point of conversation just between the three of us today?
Val, I just happen to have something right here that you might be interested. Imagine yourself sitting at the bar and you're moaning over your life, going, "Oh my God." So this guy comes up to you and he's the devil, and he can change your life if you sell him your soul. So you decide, what the hell, and say yes. But what did you sell it for? Or perhaps you changed your mind. Well, Homeless Charlie, what do you got on that? Think it over.
Oh,
Time.
I think that's easy. I would sell it for $7.95 because I don't like deep fried sole.
Deep fried soul,
nice. Very good. How about you, comedy thief?
Well, mine's pretty cut and dried too.
Cut and
First thing
dry.
I would do, I would ask this fellow for his identification card. All right.
Oh, good plan.
I mean, there's a lot. Who knows? But anyway, secondly, I would say, what the hell are those horns doing on the top of your head? Or are those leftovers from a Halloween costume? Right. Then number three,
good thinking.
I would sell my soul, but in return, I would have everlasting youth, and I would live to be 140. All right.
Ooh.
And then last, I would punch the guy in the mouth and throw him out of the bar. That's what I would do.
Wow.
What do you do?
Well, I'm figuring that it's always dangerous to make a deal with the devil, you have to be so cautious and careful about how you say your wish there, and that's I find it just too much trouble. So I would say never mind.
That's it. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's it. We're done. We're out of here. Thank you very, very much for being with us today. But it's been just, wait a minute. What? I almost forgot. We invite, don't we, Dr. Fatpacker, a very famous person to be on our very next video. And what famous person are we going to invite?
Well, I was watching reruns the other day of Touched by an Angel, and Della Reese was in there. I think it would be good to have Della Reese on the show.
Della Reese, that's perfect. So Della Reese, we want you to check in at funnyoldguys@gmail.com. You're going to be Della Reese on our very next video. She's also a singer, as I think I had mentioned earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Very famous singer. So anyway,
Della, Charlie had something to say. What was that?
I was to say it's still alive. I don't really know one way or the other.
Oh, no.
She alive or dead?
Let me check.
She alive? What? She alive or she dead?
No, she passed away in 2017. Oh.
You mean she's dead?
Oh. Yeah.
Although we can't invite her then. Who do we know named Della? Do we know any Dellas?
Della Street.
Della
from
Street?
Perry Mason.
She's dead too. Do we know anybody named Reese? Pee-wee Reese. Is Pee-wee Reese still alive?
Pee-wee. Yes, he is.
All right, we're inviting Pee-wee Reese to be on our very next video.
Peanut butter cups, yeah.
Pee-wee. I just met a girl named Poochie, but that's another story. So you gotta, you'll be on our next, what the hell? Bring your baseball and your glove. This is the Comedy Thief saying goodbye. Pass it along to Dr. Fatbacker for his goodbye and farewell.
Oh, danke. Yeah, well, auf Wiedersehen, everybody. Say, listen, before you go, I want you to go down below and subscribe. And that would be very nice. And then you can tell your friends. Oh, and if you tell your friends, but maybe you forgot where to find us on YouTube, send us an email at funnyoldguys@gmail.com, and we will send you one of these fancy dancy funny old guys business cards. Yeah. Oh, has a YouTube address on it. Oh, all your friends can watch too. Oh.
I'm dying. Okay, thank you. And Homeless Charlie, say goodbye and farewell to all the boys and girls out there in Videoland.
Goodbye to all the boys and girls out there in Videoland.
Exceptionally well done. Everybody wave goodbye. Everybody wave goodbye. Everybody wave goodbye. We'll see you down the road.